Welcome, everybody, to Wearable Wednesday. This is Tim Moore, live with you, and we're glad that you're here with us. We have, as always, our faithful sidekick, Wearable Wendy, live up there in New York. Hi, Wendy. How are you today?
Good, Tim. How are you doing? Good to see you.
Great. Great. Good to see you. And of course, we have with us a very special guest that we'll be getting to in just a couple of moments, designer Simon Chim. So you'll get to meet him in just a couple of minutes. But first, we wanted to talk a little bit about the rise of fashionable tech. That's what we're talking about this week. We're going to be up in New York for Fashion Week, and this one's a very special event: 6 nights, 6 venues, 6 vibes, and next or tomorrow night is going to be the Wearable Tech Vibe. And we're hearing a lot about this, Wendy, not just last week in San Francisco. Here we are in New York for Fashion Week. Wearable tech's fashion and function is starting to dominate everywhere.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And, dovetailing on last week's conversation, we had the chance to talk to folks from high fashion companies like Coach. And one of the things that I'm super excited about that's coming out is this Ringly device. I don't know if you've heard about that, Tim, but
Yeah.
it is and I know we posted a picture on the events page, but it's a fashion ring, and I ordered mine. I can't wait to have it. And, being a mom who is very well connected to my smartphone, my Google Glass, all of my wearable devices. There are times when I want to unplug from that stuff so I can spend time with my family, my husband, whatever. And this Ringly piece of wearable tech that's also very fashionable is it's a ring that I can set so that it only lights up and notifies me if there's an issue with my kids from the babysitter. Otherwise, I can put my devices away and not have to worry about anything in the outside world, and I can unplug for, to go see dinner and a movie or something with my husband. So that's in one sense high fashion for wearable tech, which I can't wait to get my hands on, literally. And then additionally, the frames from Simon Chim that we're going to talk about a little bit later in the show that make Google Glass fashionable.
Yeah.
That's been the big thing that the adoption issue with wearables is there has to be a balance between it being really usable and really fashionable. And that was what we heard from a lot of people at the summit last week. So, we've bridged that gap and we've met that need, and you're going to see a lot of that stuff on the runway this week at Fashion Week of Rochester Town Night. So it's definitely a shift in the way we think about wearables.
Yeah, and the thing that you mentioned about Ringly, we were with Logan last week, and your example was one of them on the practicality of technology and making it fashionable and usable, right? The functionality.
Right.
So Ringly's just one, Cuff is another. Will I Am has come out at the Salesforce event this week there in San Francisco with his own new wearable smartwatch that is more fashion forward, lifestyle forward, and we're seeing that these things are coming out faster than we can keep up with them. We may have to double our shows, right?
Yeah, and I need 4 arms so I can wear all of the wrist devices because I'm addicted to those things like my Misfit, and the cup is hot. That's
Yeah,
a hot item that's going to be a really fashionable activity tracker. So I'm excited about that one. Yeah, I'm going to need 4 eyes, 5 arms, 10 hands. I don't know.
well, we've got a 3D printer, so we can do that. Let's talk a little bit to Simon here. He's come a long way from Hong Kong. Simon, Chim, welcome. It's great to have you with us.
Hi, Tim. Hi, Wendy. Hi, everybody.
Tell us a little bit about Simon. You're from Hong Kong. You're a very big designer, not just for fashion but interior design. You have a beautiful way about you. Your eye is fantastic when it comes to cutting edge fashion. These are some of your frames, and every time I put them on, everyone's always wanting to grab them off my face, so it's fantastic. What are you looking forward to tomorrow at the Fashion Week show?
Well, it's trying to make functional pieces and products to be fashionable so people when they put on certain pieces of frames. For example, eyewear that I can bring out the personality, the characters of the person. So each person have a different personality, and my piece is still the same, but the combination, the chemistry, combined together create a complete different new look. Like this is the first time I seen a man wearing this version of the frame on you. Somehow it somehow it works really well on you. Tim. I mean, it looks like that's you. It becomes
Yeah.
like a mark print into my head. Now, when I see you without this frame, it will feel a kind of unusual and odd. So I think this is very important when I come to design something that is not normal, not common, and each individual, when they wear them, they will bring out their inner personality. I think that's very important for design and fashion.
Yeah, and you are really an emerging designer when it comes to the interaction of fashion and technology with wearable tech and what you're doing with Rochester Optical and some of the designs you've made for the Google Glass, for some of the other wearables that we're going to be showing in Hong Kong. You really are an emerging leader in that space, and how do you see it as you look forward, combining those two with the adoption?
I think have the backgrounds of being a sculptor, and then I'm always interested in materials and the process of production. That helps a lot to create a collection like something so technical, so advanced, such as the smart eyewear like Google Glass. I mean, for me, it's the challenge is how to break into the existing format of the Google Glass with the strong bar, and then how do I blend it in without wearing the person wearing it looks so odd, it's from Star Trek, the people commenting on these high-tech products. They look like they are coming from Matrix or Star Trek, and how to make it look like the nowadays and everyday usable piece of wearable technology. It's very important that I can balance it to echo the existing product, so that you blend in both the functional and the aesthetic. So this is how I'm trying to do it with the Google Glass in my collections, that when you look at it, you look like a piece of normal, trendy, fashionable eyewear, and then yet with the functional that is hidden, blend in. And this is what is important, because the technology, the function is very, very advanced, and it's a very ingenious piece of creations. You can't take away that. That is part of the most important idea of this piece. My eyewear is only to make it ease on the eyes. When people wear it, they look like they are normal people, yet with such advanced technology wearing on their head. It's like another brain on the face.
Yeah, that is such a skill and an art form. Wendy's going to show us some of your frames, and maybe you'd just like to comment on the inspiration behind these a little bit, Simon, as she shows a few here to our viewers. Wendy, you want to show some of these and let Simon maybe comment on what his inspiration was?
Yep. So one of my favorites I'm going to start with, this is one that I had on my, mounted on my cotton glass last week.
Good choice, Wendy.
So Simon, I'd love to know what your inspiration was for this one. This one looks fabulous on the white glass in particular, and probably on the sky blue along with the other colors. But what was your inspiration for this particular shape?
Yeah, well, the ones actually, this one, the why it's a standout. Actually, it's a shape that like a lot of common eyewear sunglasses, with the combination of the material, the frosted, icy, futuristic material. Somehow it's gifted this kind of mysterious, futuristic look on the piece, to enhance the piece itself rather than just make it look like an ordinary piece. So whoever wear this will definitely feel that they are stepping into the 21st century, something that they expect to have when they in touch with the high technology. This material the combination with the Google Glass, it's just like what I said in my slogan: tea without dim sum without tea, it's not going
Yep.
to work.
No. Hey, can you show it again, Wendy? The material.
Sure, and I want to right back to what Simon was saying about wanting us to look normal, fitting in with everyday life while having this high tech on our faces. I wore this one last week, and normally when I wear my Google Glass and I don't have a frame, you get that sort of goth, because there's still people that don't necessarily know Google Glass yet. And when I had this frame on my glass last week, it looked like I was wearing sunglasses. It looked like I was wearing high fashion sunglasses, and so I was turning heads because it was me, because it was Wearable Wendy, but not because of the frames, right?
Yeah.
Here's another one, and Simon has come out with some beautiful, beautiful textures in tortoise, and this one has sort of a cat eye feel to it.
I do dig that one.
It's a luscious matte finish, amber tortoise, and again, it has that two-tone where it's got metal, the mixture material. Simon, can you talk a little bit about this shape?
Well, this shape I designed especially for the more feminine, public people. I mean, nowadays you cannot say one frame is suitable only for ladies or for men. I mean, there are certain groups of people, they whatever it's fit into their style, they will wear it. I mean, ideally, this is to bring out the femininity of a lady when they are wearing something high tech. Usually, how does it work together? A lady with high-tech things hanging over the left side or the right side of their face. How do I balance it? This is the cat eye, the curvilinear, the pointy end of the corner. It brings out the femininity of a lady feature. So whoever have a kind of a long, slim face, wearing this will really, really balance the whole thing and will bring out the best of the lady's face. For me, that's my intention. I've seen guys wearing it and they look absolutely normal. So this is exactly come back to what I said from the beginning. I like to design eyewear that it will bring out each individual personality, no matter what sex they are. They can be man, they can be lady, they can be a youngster, they can be an older person. I think they should all work somehow. When they choose the frame for my collections, they always find something that will be suitable for them to enhance. So people, nowadays, eyewear, it's a part of the accessories. It's very important, like jewelry or makeup. So when you put a pair of eyewear, you want people to notice you, but in a nice way, not look at you in a strange way. They want to look at you. So as Wendy said, when she was wearing just the Google Glass without frames, everybody will look at her like you're coming out from a dentist lab or you're from a enterprise. So with the sunglasses put onto the frames, people look at her not anymore as the technology itself. They look at her as a whole. Right. Look at her as a person, rather than just look at the device itself.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to show them all because we're going to show them on the runway, but I want to just talk a little bit. You've got these metal shapes too that you've come out with, and they come in a variety of really wonderful colors. So I just want to show a couple of these, and I'll show them together. So here, this is a nice ophthalmic frame, which I also have in a purple gradient tint, which Simon knows from Vision Expo West. This was my favorite with the purple gradient. But then we also have some other shapes that the colors match the glass, and then we can put mirror tints in those as well. So just talk a little bit about the metal collection that you put together for glass quickly.
Okay. Well, for the metal collection, the metal collection is a little bit more subtle, although whenever I say that it's subtle, to a lot of people, they are not as subtle. So they think they are rather unusual. But to me, they are more, just like a sketch on your face, like a very fine line. Compared to the Zio pieces, the acetate pieces, the plastic pieces, they are much more lighter, much more easy on the face. They are just really, as I say, a sketch on your face. Really, it's just something you don't, want to make it such a big statement, yet it's there. You see it. It's between visible and invisible. This is how I want to create this collection, so that it doesn't really make you go wow, that you see the frames before the person. This is more like a everyday use. People can use it on the everyday. For me, it's more something like office people. They can go to the office without looking so too hip or too much like a party mood. So for the sunglasses collection with the acetate, of course, that's why people wear sunglasses. They want to look cool. They want to look like that people pay attention to them. So for the matte one, I tends to do a little bit more opposite and to cater to a little bit more quiet, more subtle type of audience.
Great.
Well, what I'm really excited about too, just quickly, is that when the stuff hits the runway tomorrow night at Fashion Week, it's going to be paired up with jewelry designed by Rochester Institute of Technology students. So I think that's going to be a really neat sort of combination of fashion and technology as well. So love your collection, Simon, and I'm so excited
Looking
to be
forward
part of
to
this launch.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Simon, for joining us.
Thanks,
So
Simon.
see you guys.
We'll see. We're looking forward to seeing him tomorrow night, live from the runway at Fashion Show. We obviously have shown some pretty cool, hip stuff that he's providing, but he is got a lot more tricks up his sleeve. So we're going to be showing some pretty awesome stuff tomorrow. He's probably one of the most brilliant designers that we've seen come along in some time. We'll also be seeing him in 3 weeks in Hong Kong at the Hong Kong Optical Fair. There you'll be some things you'll see on the newswire here later in the next day or so from Hong Kong about the Simon Chim collection with Rochester Optical there in China, and also where you can get them. Right, Wendy? That's coming up pretty quick too.
They will be available for pre-order starting Friday morning after they hit the runway at Fashion Week of Rochester. So you will hear more about that from us. Yep.
Perfect. So they need to stay tuned, and we'll keep you posted right here on Wearable Wednesday, but you can also keep track of us on Google Plus and Twitter, of course.
Absolutely.
And, of course, our press release page. Also, next week, before we go, we wanted to remember the hashtag for Fashion Week. The rest of the week is NYFW, and you can keep track of all the news, all the images that we'll be posting from live from the event tomorrow night, following that hashtag across Google. You can type it into any search engine, type it into Twitter, any search engine will provide you the results. Nice, beautiful imagery of the Simon Chim collection. Next week, Wendy, what do we got on queue?
Oh gosh, next week is really exciting. We're going to be, part of our crew is going to be broadcasting live from Epson out on the West Coast. We've got some great stuff lined up there. And I have a special guest lined up, but I'm not going to tell you guys who it is yet. You got to tune in next week to find out. So I'm excited about this.
Awesome. Well, that'll be great. So next week, Long Beach, California, Epson headquarters. We'll be out there with Team Epson. We're working on some things for the Mavario and some other goodies that we'll let you in on next week. And Wendy has a special guest lined up. So we'll see you right back here. I'll send out the invitation for next Wednesday. And don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe below here on the video. And if you'd like to be a guest here on the show, you have something significant that has to do with wearables and technology or eyewear, please ping Wendy at wendy.emerson@rochesteroptical.com, or you can get a hold of her anywhere on the internet by just typing in Wearable Wendy.
That's right.
Yeah, go ahead, Wen.
The other thing I wanted to just throw out there is that, Tim, as you and I have been talking with a lot of people and interacting with people, they just seem to want to give us their devices so that we can review them and talk about them, and that's another option. If you have a new wearable device that you are, is out on Kickstarter or any one of those websites and you want us to review it and talk about it on our show, you can send us 2 copies. We'll each review it, and we will help promote your product via our live hangout here on Wearable Wednesday. So that's another option.
Perfect. Yep, so we're full of it.
Yeah,
options.
We are full of it.
Options, that is. And our new set is underway, so pardon our construction, but we've got Our good friend Todd Hartley at WireBuzz has been telling us for some time about the power of video, and there's nothing like having guests like Simon Chim on live, showing you live products via video instead of just static images. So we're looking forward to doing a lot more in the future right here on Wearable Wednesday. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Wendy. And thank all of you for tuning in this week. This is Tim Moore with Wearable Wednesday.
Bye.